Today we are with Ananya Narain, Vice President at Geospatial World. How are you today?
I'm very good, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you for joining us and sharing your expertise. So you did a study about digital twins development and technologies in India.
Yes.
I read this study. It was very interesting and very deep. Can you tell us more about it and what you do in Geospatial World?
Thank you, Amr. We are a 26-year-old organization, and we have been working in the policy development arena for 26 years. We have had very successful run in India, and we have been working with national governments all across the world. So from that perspective, one of the things that I personally look at the consulting division, I look at the policy advocacy side of things in India and in other countries as well. One of the things that we decided to focus on when we started looking at the architecture, engineering, and construction community was the geospatial part of it. Once we realized that national digital twin is going to become a key component for the Indian government and the Indian diaspora, for the AEC market and for all the other sectoral markets, we decided that should we focus on BIM or should we focus on digital twin as a concept for the infrastructure sector? So thankfully, our partners with Autodesk and Esri both together built this concept of having a digital twin strategy for Indian infrastructure projects. A lot of stakeholders feel that digital twin is still a buzzword, particularly in the Indian context. They don't understand GIS and BIM. They don't understand GIS and BIM together. So digital twin is very far off. But we have taken this as a challenge, and we have started educating the Indian government, the Indian AEC community on why digital twin is very relevant.
So you did a very interesting study about the digital twin maturity, not only in India, but around the globe. What was the factors that guide this and the measures that you took to create this study?
Now, digital twin maturity model is not something which is very new, but for the architecture, engineering, and construction community, it is something that is not easily available. So what we defined was we looked at the geospatial angle of it, we looked at the BIM angle of it, and we brought the two technologies together and we defined the 5 different stages of maturity. And the reason for doing that was we realized that stakeholders who don't understand and are not aware of what digital twin looks like, they need to understand where they are currently and where they need to go in the future.
How every construction company can really utilize this study to measure how mature their BIM or digital twin work is as an empowerment. So we are in like level 1 or 2 or 3, and how we can get to the next level.
So one of the very important reasons and for measuring digital twin maturity for every construction company or for every nation also for that matter is, and I come from an economics background. So when I look at it from the economics perspective and the lens that I have, the cost savings, the time savings, the social economic impact that you get out of creating a digital twin which matures, that is something that will create value benefit for each stakeholder involved.
And who is better equipped, or who can really push the boundaries of digital twin maturity to be very useful? Do you think it's better that the governments and policymakers go through that and push it, or the companies, individual companies and firms push it? How you see that trend going?
So to be very honest, there are quite good case studies when we look at a city level. So for instance, city of Ottawa is has already developed a digital twin for not just above the surface, but also under the surface. And they are using both GIS as well as BIM and different IoT sensors and other geospatial technologies to develop that digital twin in near real time. Similarly, Rotterdam, that is a port city in the Netherlands. They have developed a digital twin where they have already established IoT sensor networks, and they have smart electrical grids, smart parking systems, and that is all feeding into a digital twin platform, and it is enabling digital twin applications. Singapore has the best digital twin platform. It is run by the Singapore Land Authority, which is the National Geospatial Agency of Singapore. They have developed a digital twin already. This is by the government side of things, but we are seeing a lot of adoption of digital twin happening at an asset level, at transportation level, at telecom level, at water level. And very surprised to say it's happening in India as well. something that we did not realize while we were doing this study, that this is happening in our country. But we have seen very good examples in water sector, in transportation sector, in bridges, in airports, digital twin actually becoming a concept, becoming a reality today.
How you see that in India, for example, a positive impact of the digital twin technology on communities, on local communities, and increasing efficiencies every day to make lives better for everyone?
All of us know that one of the primary challenges that India has is its population. We are the largest populated country in the world. So having a digital twin platform has actually simplified a lot of processes in the country. In the cities where digital twin is being implemented, a lot of processes have been simplified in terms of last mile connectivity, in terms of electrical grid problems, in terms of ensuring telecom networks reach in different places. If you've ever visited India, and I must invite you to visit India, compliance is something which is very critical in the AEC community. But digital twin platforms...
I think it's a global challenge anyway.
Yes. But in India, it is a bigger challenge because rules and regulations are not very clear defined. So to ensure the compliance issues, digital twin platforms have been helping a lot. In certain sectors, I wouldn't say it is happening at a nationwide, it is happening in certain portions of the country. It still has a long way to go because the understanding of digital twin is not as much.
How you envision the future in 2024 and beyond for the use of GIS and the future of smart cities, not only in India, but globally too?
That's a very good question, Amr. Actually, if you look at it from a smart cities perspective, and if we are just talking about GIS and its integration with BIM, it's actually rising at a very higher pace. There is a lot of understanding among the AEC community and the urban planning departments on using integrated GIS and BIM solutions. And here I have to mention that a lot of, and looking at it from a global perspective, they're not looking at just GIS and BIM solutions in silos. They are looking at GIS and BIM integrated but augmented by different technology solutions, as we call the fourth industrial revolution technologies. So that is big data, that is cloud, that is artificial intelligence, immersive solutions, which is augmented reality and virtual reality. They're actually looking at these solutions already. And this is what is going to empower and augment the use of GIS in the next year, and so on and so forth. We also see reality capture technologies making a lot of headway. We see a lot of mobile mapping systems and field software solutions actually driving the use of GIS across the AEC community.
Awesome. So software development is really pushing.
Yes. Apart from software development, I would also say it's a lot of hardware and software integration at this point of time. So people are not looking at siloed solutions. They're looking at solutions which can offer them end value. So what is happening is hardware solutions are now being very well integrated with software solutions. So for instance, if you have a drone, if they are capturing geospatial data, the data processing time is as minimal as 10 seconds. And it flows into GIS as soon as possible, and then the processing, visualization, and then the other application that it goes to. That is something that is happening in some places and by some companies. And what that is going to do is that is going to push the geospatial industry and also augment how GIS and BIM are integrated and used in AEC workflows.
That's amazing. It's amazing to see how also the evolution of software seems like it's the key component to really push our industry forward. And as you go parallel side by side with developments in drone technology or the hardware as well.
It has to all go in parallel. You cannot have hardware innovations not happening and software innovations happening. At this point, I believe the industry is geospatial industry, the BIM industry, the digital twin ecosystem. All of them are poised in such a manner that they are all innovating at the right time with the same focus. Digital twin is something that each industry is focusing on in the AEC community. If not today, they know that that is the future. If that is not the future, they're already thinking about metaverse. So there's so many different new concepts coming, but all of the technologies that we talked about today, be it GIS, be it BIM, IoT, immersive solutions, all of this is imperative for empowering digital twins. You cannot develop smart cities without data. And here I'm not talking about just geospatial data. It's geospatial data, non-geospatial data. One thing that as an industry, the smart city ecosystem really needs to focus on is geospatial data is fine, but what about the population data? What about the economics data? What about the demographic data? All of these data sets are as critical as the geospatial data. Only when these data sets intervene and are integrated along with the different technologies is when you can develop a smart city. You can't do it just with one set of.
And to make informed decisions.
Yes.
To know the problem first so you can solve it.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ananya, for all your great feedback.
Thank you, Amr.
And expertise.
Thank you.